The story of the Baal Shem Tov and the heavenly guest. The Baal Shem Tov, Rabbi Yisrael ben Eliezer, was known for his deep spirituality, kindness, and miraculous acts. One of the most famous stories about him illustrates his great faith in Hashem and his profound understanding of the world. It's a poor, humble home. One winter, the Baal Shem Tov and his followers were traveling through the countryside, and they arrived in a small village. The roads were icy and the weather was freezing. The group came to a small, humble house where they were welcomed by a poor man and his family. The house was modest, with a fire barely keeping the chill at bay. Despite their poverty, the family shared what little they had, offering the Baal Shem Tov and his disciples warm food and a place to rest. The Baal Shem Tov, known for his love of all people, was touched by their hospitality and accepted the invitation graciously. After the meal, the man and his family sat around the fire, and the Baal Shem Tov began to speak to them about the greatness of simple faith and trust in Hashem. His words were so inspiring that everyone felt a deep warmth in their hearts, even though the fire itself had begun to fade. A heavenly visitor. As the night wore on, the Baal Shem Tov, ever attuned to the spiritual world, noticed something unusual. He told his disciples to prepare themselves, for they would soon be receiving a very special guest. Suddenly the door opened, and in walked a man dressed in fine clothes. His presence was radiant, and there was an air of calm and serenity about him. The man introduced himself as a traveler who had been passing through the area. He explained that he had heard the Baal Shem Tov was staying in the village and had come to meet him. The Baal Shem Tov welcomed him warmly, though his disciples were puzzled, as they did not recognize him. They wondered who this mysterious guest could be. The truth revealed. As the evening progressed, the guest shared stories of his travels and discussed deep spiritual matters. His wisdom was profound, and the Baal Shem Tov listened intently, engaging in conversation. At one point, the guest turned to the Baal Shem Tov and said, "Rabbi, I have been following your teachings from afar, and I have come to learn directly from you." The Baal Shem Tov smiled and nodded. "You have already learned from me," he said. "For this man and his family, who invited us into their humble home and offered everything they had with no expectation in return, this is where true greatness lies. The love of Hashem that they show through their simple, sincere acts is more precious than all the knowledge in the world." At that moment, the guest's true identity was revealed. He was a heavenly messenger sent to teach the Baal Shem Tov's followers an important lesson. The guest's message was clear. It was not wealth or outward success that mattered, but the purity of heart, faith, and the simple acts of kindness that reflect the true light of the divine. A legacy of humility and faith. After the heavenly guest departed, the Baal Shem Tov turned to his disciples and said, "In this world, it is not always the learned or the wealthy who are closest to Hashem. Sometimes it is the simple soul, the humble heart, and the one who gives with love, expecting nothing in return, who truly shines in Hashem's eyes." The story of the Baal Shem Tov and the heavenly guest continues to inspire Jews to this day. It teaches that true greatness is found in humility, kindness, and unwavering faith in Hashem, lessons that transcend material wealth or worldly knowledge. The Baal Shem Tov's teachings emphasize that every act of love, no matter how small, is cherished in the eyes of the divine,